All right. What's up, everybody? Thanks for clicking this video. Thanks for tuning into my channel. My name is Simon Hill, Black American from Louisiana, coming to you live from Budapest, Hungary. Today is June 2nd, 2024, and I'm here with my beautiful wife. Say hi, boo.
Hi everyone, I'm AKDI, and
All
that's
right.
it.
Okay. We also got my guy Nelson Moreno, who just jumped in here from Portugal. If you there, say what's up, man. Oh, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, boss. All right, you got to work on your mic. You got to work on your mic. But today we're going to be reviewing the 2015 movie Ex Machina. This is a fan request from my guy Matt Villainy, who's been supporting us for a long time. Hopefully, he gets to jump in because he sent some notes. This man loves this movie so much. He even DM'd me some notes he wants me to read. So I will be reading his notes. That's a first. I've never had that happen before. And I'm looking forward to reviewing this film. We watched it again last night, and this is like my second or third time seeing it. I don't remember. Um, I can honestly say that the movie has held up well since it's been like 9 years since its release, though I do have different opinions about it than when I first saw it or the second time I saw it. You get what I'm saying? But how did you feel about watching the movie acting?
Yeah, this was also my second time watching it, and I also have to say, like, it's still like as effective as the first time. I don't know if my feelings have changed about it, but it's definitely like a movie that makes you think about like what separates humanity from AI or from machine and stuff like that. So I like the questions that this movie asks.
Yeah, this movie definitely is, one of the best AI movies, though I do think some of the questions that arise from it have become a bit simpler since we have seen AI arise, since this movie came out, right? Like since 2015, we've had ChatGPT and Siri and different things that we interact with that sort of pass the Turing test. But you know, it still is a must-watch movie at least one time, I would say.
Yeah, I don't know if the stuff that we have as AI right now are passing the Turing test. I'm not sure about that, but yeah,
I
it's
think it
definitely.
does. I think it does sometimes. Like if you've ever had issues like with your bank or, you know, chatted with some chatbot on a website, like sometimes you might be thinking, am I talking to a person for real or is this AI, you know?
I mean, I never thought that, but I don't know. Maybe some people did.
All right. Well, Matt Villainy is up in here. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, we're glad to have you here. I was just about to read your notes, and that's very cool. You sent notes, but I really want to know, why do you love this movie so much, and what is it about it that made you want us to review it?
Oh, let's see. I don't know. I just think it's just a well-produced movie. I mean, I really do like sci-fi is like the genre I like, action and sci-fi, but this one was more specific to sci-fi. And as a sci-fi film, I think it's just about perfect. And it just shows. To me, it shows where technology is going. It's not there yet,
Hmm.
but it'll be there soon enough.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It is a great sci-fi film, and I just now realized it is an A24 film because I'm looking at your notes, and your final note is like A24 makes great films. I think
Yeah,
this was one of their first big ones, right?
Yeah.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Nelson is in here. Nelson, tell us why you like this film or what you think about this film.
I think it's a really good movie. It's smart. It's very interesting, thought provoking. It's
Hmm.
a really nice feminist movie. Um,
Hmm.
and yeah, that's about it. It's a really cool movie.
Man, I got some issues with the feminist part of this film. Low key, I might turn into Andrew Tate in this bitch. These,
Oh, really?
I might really turn up because like my biggest problem with this film is I think it makes AI a bit too human. And my opinion is like we should always look at the computer as just a tool, even if it is humanoid or we think it thinks the same as humans, right? So that's just my opinion. What do you think about that? Like, Is AI or could AI or should AI be treated like people?
Well, for me, it's like the movie is very, the story. Um, uh, like that's an interesting question. Actually, that's a hard question. But do you know the stories where the princess is like locked in a castle and
Mm-hmm.
there's a dragon, and
Mm-hmm.
there comes a prince to save
The
the
princess, yeah.
princess from the dragon. So
Mm-hmm.
this movie is basically that,
Mm-hmm.
but the princess, like feminist movie, she takes agency and she takes charge, and she takes control of herself.
Right, right.
So if we should treat her like a human being, I don't know. That's a really hard question. I would think if she's deserving of rights, probably so.
Yeah. I mean, Acti and I were debating about this all day. We were outside in Hungary talking about this on the train and stuff. And like, Acti, what do you think? Like, does this movie give feminist messaging, and is it sending the message we should treat AI like people? What do you think?
Like in terms of feminism, I don't know like if it's one of the main messages, but you can like see it if you look at it from that perspective. Because like also, especially then with like Facebook coming up and stuff, a lot of the big names in the technology world were male, and therefore like they do create like male fantasies. You know, why was Ava a woman, or why did he have Kyoko and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I think you can take it there. It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of like this movie, wanting us to have AI free and treat them like humans and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do think this movie does that, but then also it kind of says that AI cannot be trusted either.
Right.
A little bit like, because at the end, AI does kill humans. I
Yeah.
mean, kills one human and then like traps the other one.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's like, I don't know. I think it gives us a question and not a statement.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Matt Villainy, what do
Yo,
you think? What do you think about this? Is Ava actually like a hero? Should we be loving Ava the way we do? Because my opinion, Nathan really ain't that bad. Yeah, he's a dick, but is he really the villain? I don't know. What you think?
let's see. So I don't think Nathan's the villain. Because he create. I mean, yeah, Ava is like kind of humanoid, but he's still created. It's his creation. So
Mm-hmm.
my view is he could do with what he wants. Uh, and on the feminist tip, I as anti-feminist as I am, I never saw this movie as like, or I never saw like the feminist side of this movie until it was just mentioned. So
Yeah,
that's new to me.
yeah. I think people could read into it that it is a feminist film because it does show one woman or two women, right? Ava and Kyoko, sort of teaming up to free themselves from the control of this man. But Nelson, you're the one who said it's a feminist film. Why do you think it might be, or is considered that way?
Well, just to like defend Ava in the end, because
Right.
she killed Nathan and the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
No, for me, it was kind of like a slave killing a slave owners.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was like that. So yeah, like it was sad, but whatever.
Right.
Um, and I think it's a feminist movie because I think the heart of the movie, the analogy of it, is like it uses man trying to control AI, man trying to shape AI into man like the gender,
Mm-hmm.
trying to create and control a woman.
Yeah, because this would not be the same film if Ava was Adam, right? If it was just some guy robot, right? It wouldn't be the same film because there is that
No.
underlying like sexual tension, right? When Nathan is, alluding to sleeping with Kyoko, and also, that you could fuck Ava if you really wanted to. There is that there is that dimension of the film where, Caleb is in love with Ava and Ava is pretending to be in love with Caleb. But actually, what do you think? What's your opinion?
I want to ask a question. Is
Me?
Ava a smash? or
For
a
Yes.
me,
pass?
she's a pass. I don't know, too hipsterish, too thrift store. I don't know. Showers every 2 days. Not me. I don't know.
No, what about the other guys?
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
Nelson, that's
Smash.
100% you would smash.
Yeah, why not?
That's crazy.
But yeah, I don't know. What was your question, Simon? Sorry.
Like, would this be the same film if instead of Ava, it was Adam? Like, it was a male type of robot.
I think people would not stand for the android or humanoid as much as they did for Ava.
Hmm.
I think we would have like a different opinion, maybe a little bit, but yeah, it's just like automatically it takes you there, like sexism, feminism, and all of that stuff when the thing that is captured is female, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, it's sort of weird because also like in the movie Nathan says something like, you know, if you wanted to, yes, like if you wanted to have sex with Ava, Caleb could, but he's like her father, so
Mm.
he couldn't, or something like that.
I don't remember
So
that part. Did Nathan say that? Like he
He
couldn't
yeah,
did.
have
He
sex
did.
with Ava? He did.
But
Okay.
but he was having sex with the dolls anyway that he created.
Yeah.
That was a lie.
You
yeah.
think it was
So
a lie? You think Nathan was lying?
I mean, I think like he was, you know, having sex with Kyoko. I think so.
Mm.
Like he also created Kyoko, so why not like, you know, also Ava? But I think he saw Ava like as different, or I don't know.
Hmm. Hmm. I just want to run through the film real quick because there might be people listening to this in the playback and like they don't know what the hell this movie is about. So just very briefly for anybody listening, there's this guy named Caleb. He's a software developer for like this big tech company called Blue Book, and he wins a opportunity to hang out with the CEO at his like mega resort or mega property somewhere in the like the Pacific Northwest to test out some AI. Right, so he flies over this. Monstrous facility, and he lives in this secluded area with his boss for about a week while he talks to this AI female android robot. And then over time, he discovers that the AI is being held captive. He falls in love with the AI, and the AI makes him believe that he's in love with him. She's in love with him. But then at the end, the AI escapes by killing Nathan, the boss, and leaving Caleb in the facility by himself to die, right? And that's the end of the story. And it's kind of a simple story, but there's a lot of profound parts in there where they have deep conversations about, the meaning of life, the purpose of AI, what is human, what is consciousness. So it's deep like that. So yeah, acting anything.
Yeah, I just want to mention that I heard the theory about the movie, and they were saying that it was actually Ava who picked Caleb. Like she
Mm,
rigged the system or something, and you know, even Nathan wasn't really controlling anything. It was like Ava doing it from the beginning
hmm.
because she knew from his search history or whatever that he would be the type of guy that would fall for her, and then she planned everything from ahead. But I don't know if that's true.
That's an interesting theory because Ava did show that she had more power because she was like cutting off the energy in the facility whenever she wanted to, and maybe she did hack into the system and select Caleb. But Nathan also said, he selected Caleb because he has a good heart, like from his search history and from the way he interacts with the internet. So it was interesting that way. I don't know. I don't know. Anybody else?
yeah. I think that is an interesting theory, and I hadn't thought of it, but yeah, it's plausible.
Matt Villainy, what do you think happened to Ava at the end? Like when she left the facility, do you think she got like a rich sugar daddy? She destroyed the world. What do you think happened next?
Let's see. So, I mean, I mean, she's a robot or AI, so she could probably doesn't really need a sugar daddy, but she could probably just do what she wants as far as
Hmm.
technology goes. She can hack into airline tickets or whatever she needs technology wise, she can do it. and yeah, yeah. I'd like to see a follow up to this movie just to see, uh,
Yeah,
as far as writing goes, what they come
For,
up with.
yeah. Ava's out in the world causing havoc.
for
Just
me,
Yeah,
it was like um, basically it was kind of like a thinking, walking atomic bomb, just like going into the world. You
mm,
know, for me, do you know, like in the movies, in the horror movies, there's like a localized evil.
hmm.
I'm not saying she's evil, but just for
Nah, that
the
bitch evil.
analogy.
She's evil, man. She
In the
literally
beginning,
is
there's like
evil.
a localized evil. In the end, like the evil like goes away and spreads throughout the world or something.
Hmm.
For me, it was kind of like that. But yeah, I'm not saying she's evil.
No, she is evil. I'm gonna always stand on this. What Ava did at the end proves she's not like a good person. Like she maybe killing Nathan is understandable, but leaving Caleb there is not okay, right? And this is the thing. I think we look at this film and we're gonna say, "Oh, Ava is so helpless," and yeah, maybe she did some bad at the end, but I feel like we're giving her a pass because she's like this frail-looking white woman.
yeah. She is definitely evil for that. Just leaving Caleb. And about that, like, I think Caleb might have been okay had he not gotten mollywopped by Nathan. I think he would have.
Mm,
But Nathan got the drop on him.
yeah. He did a cold karate chop to the neck. What do we think about like Nathan's character? Like I feel like they joined like bro with like tech geek with this guy and they just turned it up to the max. Like I felt like Nathan's character was a bit overdone in some ways. Like he's always lifting weights, getting drunk, but he's also this like super genius. Any comments on that?
Yeah, that I thought about that. I was like, dang, it's like he's got it all. He's a Chad and he's a Poindexter. So
Yeah.
it's like, dang, that's not fair.
I think they did that to like highlight that he is so like chauvinistic, like just macho, and like the worst parts of men, right? Because man, we feel like we dominate the world because of our physical strength, but also some men believe we're smarter than women and we can do whatever we want in this world to a degree. That's how I
Um,
was looking at it. Yeah,
uh, I
Nelson.
really, I really like Nathan. He reminded me of one of my favorite characters in one of my favorite movies, which is Colonel Kurt in Apocalypse Now.
Mm,
Um, So basically, Colonel Kurt, the mission, the movie's about like a mission, and they have to kill him because he went away, like to live in it was during the Vietnam War. He
mm,
went he went too native per se, right?
mm,
In isolation, but he got crazy, He
mm.
really reminded me that he was bald and everything. It was really cool. For
Oh,
me, I don't think Nathan was like a bad evil guy. I just think it's kind of like Frankenstein's. Yeah, it was like Frankenstein. He just got too into the creation or something.
and that's why this movie reminds me of like Poor Things, right? Because in Poor Things, the scientist like takes a baby's brain and puts it in a grown human's body and stuff like that. That's not exactly AI, but it's like playing with life and death and stuff like that. And that's sort of like what Nathan does too, but he doesn't let Ava go free like the scientist in Poor Things did.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's a very good comparison.
yeah, Actor, you got anything on that?
I mean, I don't like hate Nathan, but I definitely dislike him
Hmm.
because he's sort of like narcissistic. But then he also
Yeah.
has this like tortured, genius type of vibe. Like, why is he drinking so much?
Hmm.
Like he has everything that he wants. He's rich. He's undercover. And he has like all these AI girls that he can fuck and stuff like that. So I don't know what was his trouble, but maybe the way he treats his creations, and like he said, he sees them like his daughters, or maybe I don't know, like something like that. The way he treats them, it says to me like maybe he wasn't loved when he was young,
Mm.
and also because he treats them and tortures them that way, they adopt his humanity. in my opinion. So it's not surprising that Ava turned out to be like that and then left Caleb, for example.
Mm.
I
Because you
think he
So,
think,
felt very alone.
yeah, I mean, he chose to be alone, though. It's like, I don't know, he could have friends or whatever, like any other tech giant does have.
Mhm.
But it's like, yeah, that's what I think about. I don't know. I just think about like his psychology a little bit in his childhood, and I can understand why Ava does turn out like that. And that shows a bit of consciousness, I feel like a bit
Mm.
humanity.
Mm. That's an interesting point. So we broke down Ava a bit. We broke down Nathan. Now we got to talk about Caleb. Mad Villainy. How do you feel about Caleb? All I get from him is like naive simp, like the ultimate simp. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He definitely was a simp, and well, one of the things I was talking about with or I was thinking when he was interacting with Nathan, he wanted to talk about the technical aspect of the Turing test, and Nathan just wanted to talk about the human aspect. But yeah, he was he was a simp. I mean, trying to save an AI. He knows it's a robot. Why? Why? I mean, that's even worse when it's a robot and you're trying to save her. And then I don't know. I think he he let her outsmart him. I mean, the AI outsmarted them both.
Yeah, like the scene when he breaks into Nathan's computer lab and he sees all the other AI females that went crazy living in the box. I felt like Caleb is like that type of guy that goes to the zoo and is like he wants to free the lions, even though the lions will eat his ass up. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that,
Yeah.
and that's my thing. Like that, I know we sympathize with Ava. We look at her and say, "Oh, poor girl, she's left in a glass cage, glass house." But that's a killing machine. Like Nelson said, that's a nuclear bomb walking around outside. I don't
Pretty
know.
much a Terminator.
Yeah, she could be a Terminator, like strap a gun to her pinky. Like, man,
I,
I don't
I,
know.
I think he was your typical, male ally, your male feminist, you know. I'm not even joking. Yeah, I think he saw her, that she was a living thing with with like a desire for freedom and
Hmm.
all of that, to curiosity with the world. And I think he fell in love with that, with that innocence and purity. He was your typical male ally, I would say.
Permanent friend zone. Soy boy.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
You
After
know,
your, go ahead, go ahead.
like imagine like a slave plantation, and
Mm,
there comes a friend of the slave owner, and the friend of the slave owner falls in love with the slave, and then the slave user uses him to get away or something. Because for the slave, although he loves her and blah blah blah, he's like a white guy.
mm,
He's like part of the system. He's like
mm,
they're in a war, right? And he's like part of the enemy.
mm.
Because if we see her interaction maybe with Kyoto, she does have some sense of empathy, maybe. I don't know, just not towards humans, maybe, or towards
Right.
those particular humans.
Right, right. Yeah, it seems like, I don't, that scene where Ava whispers to Kyoko is one of the most interesting because we don't know what she says or if she says anything. She could have just said a line of code that like reprogrammed Kyoko to be a murdering machine. But that is a good point. Like Ava probably sees all humans as the same as Nathan because that's who she's known the most. That's a good point. I don't know. Acty, are we being too mean on Caleb?
No, I mean, I don't know. I'm confused about Caleb. I'm not confused, but I can see like I think he represents the positive side of AI and technology. Like he's the guy that would create AI to end hunger and I don't know, end wars and stuff like that. And also like make anime like sex bots at the same time. I feel like he's like that because he's like just too shy to approach any girl or something
Mhm.
like that. And he definitely gets fascinated by Ava because Ava is technology, like high technology,
Mm,
and also like she's a simple, pretty girl, I
mm,
guess. But yeah, I think like one of the most interesting things that he does in the movie for me is when he like kind of goes crazy and cuts himself,
mm,
and I think he's confused if he's AI or human. That's how
mm,
I interpreted that scene where he's
mhm,
like going off. I wasn't sure, like, okay, is he just mad at Nathan,
mhm,
or is he now like just confused and maybe he thinks Nathan created him too. I don't
mm.
know, because why
Yeah.
would you cut yourself just to smug the mirror? Like, I don't think that was the reason.
Mm.
So for me, like, that was one of the most interesting scenes of him.
Yeah, I think that scene, it goes to show like how if we did create this sort of like AI technology that mirrors our consciousness and is similar to us, it would make us have doubts on what is human. And I find that to be problematic and dangerous, right? Because Nathan is trapped in this world where the interaction he's having is with robots that are coming across as humans so real that he even starts to see himself in that, and he gets disillusioned with his own self, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's I don't know.
Can I ask
Go
Simon a question?
go ahead, man.
Uh, like considering that that she's a living thing,
Mhm.
from my opinion, that she that has a will to live, a desire to live, to seek the world, to experience. You think she's deserving of rights?
No, 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 no. We cannot give rights to AI. It's not a real thing. Like,
No, to Ava.
yeah, to Ava. Like, I'm looking at Ava as the pinnacle of like what AI could be, almost human-like, thinking like you could fuck it, you could love it, you could hang out with it, whatever. It is not human. The AI can't die. The AI won't know the love of a mother. The AI can't really fall in love. The AI never
Why
had a
not?
birth. Nah, man, it's not the
It
same.
definitely can fall in love.
It can believe it's in love. But I think the difference in love is that, love is based on the idea, okay, we are here on earth for a certain amount of time and I want to enjoy my time with somebody or multiple people, whatever. The AI has no end date. It's not going to die. So it's not the same thing.
I think humans. I think that there isn't a universal definition of love. Love, what it is, and what it looks like, varies differently from person to culture to culture, and all of that, and to time to time. 100 years ago, love was a different thing.
Man,
So I don't know.
if Nelson, if you lived for 1 million years and you married a woman every 60 years or so, and you tell each of them you love them, is that really true?
Well, I don't know. I'm not an AI. They are a different thing.
But okay, I have to expose you, Simon.
Tell me.
Because last night we were talking with Simon after we watched this movie, and you said something like, us as humans, like you gave an example from both of us, and you said like, I choose to believe that you love me and you choose to believe that I love you, but we don't know if we are real or not. Like, everything is from our perception. So then what you're saying now is kind of like the same what AI does. Like, AI, we don't know if AI actually loves, but she, you know, thinks it loves. Isn't that what we do as humans, as you said like last night to me?
Yeah,
We're in a
that is.
simulation.
Go ahead, Matt Villainy. What'd you say?
No, I was just saying, it sounds like we're in a simulation, like a
Yeah, I mean,
matrix.
maybe we are in a simulation. My thing, actually, is like that's a deeper topic, but nobody knows if anything is real other than our experiences and senses. But I think you're a human. I believe what you're saying. I believe that you exist. So I believe the words that are coming out of your mouth.
I mean,
Right?
doesn't that what it comes down to? Like, as humans, if we believe something is there, then it kind of makes it real for us. So if I believe I love you, and if I believe you love me, then for me that's love.
All right.
So if the AI does the same thing, why not? That is not love.
All right. I'm gonna ask you, actor. Do you love me?
Yes.
Siri, do you love me? Yes. Is that the same thing?
Why
No,
not? I mean, not
Siri
Siri, of
Siri
course.
isn't Siri isn't like Ava.
Siri isn't like
Exactly.
I Siri isn't like Ava. Why? Because Siri don't have a vagina.
Well, no, because Ava's like obviously far more advanced.
Hmm. Okay. I just think no matter how advanced it gets, it can never be us. There's a difference between us and them.
Well,
I,
I don't think only human beings are deserving of rights. Other living creatures are still deserving of rights. Every like First Nation has some version of animal rights.
Right. Right. But there, no, animals do deserve rights. And maybe, no, I can never say AI deserves rights. No, no, no. I could, animals deserve rights, but it's not the same rights we give humans. If a dog bites me, most likely we just kill that dog. But if I bite Nelson, most likely I go to jail or pay a fine. I'm not instantly killed. You get what I'm saying? A kitten is in the water, a baby is in the water. We save the baby before the kitten, right? So I see a big difference between the rights of AI and humans. I don't know.
So, but
Avery's
rights nonetheless, right?
rights nonetheless, but it's not the same level of rights. There's second class
Okay.
rights. I don't know. Nelson, I mean, Matt Villainy, what do you think about this?
No rights for AI. I mean, you know, as you know, AI advances. I mean, it's if it continues to advance, it might not need us to give it rights. You know, It'll
Right.
take
We'll be begging
all the
it for
rights it
rights.
wants. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's what I think.
Acting.
I don't have my mind made up about this yet, but I do think AI should have some rights. Not like to the same level as humans, but they should have some rights.
All right, Acty, if you had like a laptop that was AI and you wanted a new laptop, but your old laptop was saying, please don't get rid of me, please don't sell me. Would you have to respect the rights of your computer or should you be able to just throw it?
No, not that type of rights. No, because if we create AI, then we should be able to end AI as well.
Okay.
But
Um,
as long as they are living and if they are conscious like, then I do think they should have some rights, maybe to a level, not like a lot, but maybe like five of them.
Nelson?
uh, here in the West, in the after like modern Enlightenment thinking, everything that is in the world is only like matter.
Mhm.
In our rational thinking, we see everything in a material way. Everything is basically components of smaller components.
Mhm.
But if in Africa now it's almost not extinct, but much lesser so. That was before. They have animist religions.
Mhm.
And in Japan they also have animist religions. And in animist religions, everything everything that we see and experience, everything that we see is alive.
Mhm.
Everything has some kind of consciousness to it, some force, some will to live, for lack of a better word.
Mhm.
So basically for them, when we see like a robot, for us we see a collection of smaller parts into a bigger whole, a collection of metal. But for them, they see a collection of living things making a larger living thing, just like a human being.
Mhm.
So that's the way we see this thing is very influenced by our culture we live in, and so on and so forth.
Man, you high as fuck, but I feel you.
I am actually higher. Yeah.
No, but that's real because humans are just a collection of different microorganisms, right? We're just one big conglomeration of germs, and the AI is a big conglomeration of like circuits and metals. And our culture does affect how we look at things, right? But we've been living with cars for a long time. We've been living with our computers for a long time. Our culture hasn't developed the idea of, hey, we love our cars, or we can marry our cars, or our cars are just like us. I think
There's
it's
people who marry cars. I've seen it on a TLC.
and what do we call them?
Crazy.
Crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
I really want to jump into the notes my guy Mad Villainy sent. So I think it would be cool to talk about the film like in the sessions. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. So
Yes.
in session one, when Caleb met Ava, So Caleb wins the visit to Nathan's lab. He signs the NDA reluctantly before Nathan warns him he'll regret it years later. Nathan tells Caleb he'll be doing the Turing test with Ava. Matt Villainy wrote, I noticed all the sticky notes Nathan had. In tech, that's a sign of design thinking, in other words, brainstorming. The broken mirror we see twice. I didn't notice that. I thought we only saw it once. Once in the beginning, once towards the end, seems to be a significant part of the film. We see Nathan monitoring everything as he should be, and the power cuts in the middle of the night. That's all for session one. Matt Villainy, you want to build on that?
Yeah, yeah. The broken mirror. So remember, it's kind of like in the beginning of the film. You see, you see, uh, not Nathan, but Caleb sees the broken mirror, and then toward the end, cuts his wrist, and he punches the mirror. It looks
Mm.
like the same broken mirror.
Mm. I think that was a part. I think that first broken mirror came
Yeah,
from one of the robots trying to
if
break
you don't
out.
remember, what's
Yeah,
that?
the first broken mirror came from one of the robots trying to break out, and then the second broken mirror is like Caleb trying to break out because he's trapped in there too. Like when the power cuts off,
Yeah,
he's in the prison. So yeah,
yeah. That's what. Yeah, that's probably it. Yep.
yeah. Actually, how did you feel about the NDA scene when he was reading that document? And yeah,
I mean, inside of me, I was saying, "Don't sign it, don't sign it." But if I was there, I'll probably sign it too, just to see like what he's going to say, because like you came all that way and you have to do it. Like you
I'm,
can't just back down.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't sign it either. I don't give a fuck about your sex robots because Nathan seems like actually a cool guy to hang out with. He's probably got funny stories.
You
He's got.
would sign it or
I
you
wouldn't.
wouldn't.
I wouldn't sign it because Nathan said, "Yeah, don't sign it. We'll just hang out for a week, get drunk, shoot the shit." I was like, "Yeah, that sounds much better."
Wow, I would sign it. No, I would sign it if I was interested in AI and stuff.
Nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Nelson,
Yeah, I'll probably sign it because the curiosity just get the better of me.
man, nah. He's got all that land. I want to go hiking. I want to hang out in one of those waterfalls. Man, that
For
place.
Simon,
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
you're such a retired person.
I'm an old retired Jewish man at heart. I swear. I just want to go hiking and chill. But hey, did anybody else notice this? Like the constant shots of nature, like the beautiful forest and the mountains and the greenery, and then they come back to the house with all this technology and AI. Like, does anybody have a theory on why there was that juxtaposition, that contrast? Because I think there's some significance in that.
For me, it was like the Garden of Eden was a
Mm,
idyllic place and uh, surrounded by nature, where there was the birth of mankind, and so of a new thing.
that's a good
Because
point.
Caleb was basically playing God,
Yeah,
Nathan.
Garden of Eden and Nathan is God, but playing in a twisted Garden of Eden. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like for me, the shots were like it didn't necessarily like made the building look bad. So I thought it blended in a little bit with the nature.
Hmm.
So for me, it was like, okay, maybe this sort of development is part of our nature. And we also talked about this today with you,
Hmm.
Simon. So I don't know. Maybe it's like something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Matt Villainy, what do you think? Oh, I don't know if he's there.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, I think I don't know. I mean, I thought they were beautiful shots. It is interesting. It is a juxtaposition, like you said. Uh, yeah, maybe it's just when Nathan was building the lab, it was like he wanted it to be secluded. Uh, and yeah, it is a nice place. I want to say you mentioned it was in the Northwest, but I want to say
it,
it's on the East Coast somewhere. If it's in the United States at
yeah, it
all,
might. It
it might be
parts of
somewhere
it
else.
look like northern Canada, but definitely like that Pacific Northwest because there's like a glacier, a giant mountain, a bunch
it's
of
Cyprus.
greenery. What's up?
He was shot, I think he was shot on Iceland.
Oh, it was shot in Iceland. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
but that scenery, like Nelson said, Garden of Eden, that's a good way of looking at it. I just thought about the comparison between like this, this evil tech world blending into the natural world, and it sort of becomes seamless because Nathan's house is sort of like built into the mountain, built underground. Like there's parts of nature that bleed into the house, and when we think about what Nathan is actually doing in this house, it's actually corrupted and twisted and sick. And yeah, also makes you think of like Silicon Valley, like in Northern California. That's where all those tech companies come from. A naturally beautiful place, but what they make out of there is like sick, corrupted, and twisted. I don't know. That's my
Uh,
opinion.
Simon,
Go ahead.
if we go by the analogy that like the place is like Garden of Eden,
Hmm.
Nathan is like God, Caleb is like Adam, Ava is like Eve. What do you think is the apple? What do you think is being tempted there? What is the
Uh,
sin?
that's a good question. That's a good question. I think the temptation is just freedom, right? Because Ava says, I really want to go to an intersection in the middle of the street and people watch, right? Like her temptation is to get out of Eden
Mm.
and just be free. Because I guess because of the programming Nathan put in her mind, she knows what freedom is, but she's never experienced it. That's my opinion. What do you think? Nelson, you there?
Sorry. You asking me?
Yeah, yeah, I'm asking you. What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Mm,
You
yeah,
don't
I
know?
think maybe freedom. I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, just being free. I don't know,
Yeah.
Matt Villainy. Matt Villainy? What do you think about the Garden of Eden comparison?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a good comparison, I think. And yeah, freedom is, I think freedom is the apple because that's what she wants, and she gets it, and she does, you know, anything to get it, and she got
Yeah,
it.
yeah. But before we move on to session two, I gotta say, like the first time the power went out and everything went red, Loki, I got scared. I know I saw this movie like 3 times, but when that happened last night I saw it, that shit was scary. I don't know. And anybody else feel that?
No, I mean, I didn't get scared because I knew that would happen.
Nah, I jumped a little bit. I was like, whoa.
Well, yeah,
It,
actually, sorry, I just wanted to add that like the review that I read,
mhm,
and they also make the same reference to Bible, like Adam and Eve and the garden, and the
mhm,
house is the paradise, Nathan is God, and all of that stuff. So they also do that comparison. So I think a lot of people saw that,
mhm,
and like they also say that the first prototype that Nathan did, her
mhm,
name was Lily, and
mhm.
that's a reference to Lilith, which is
Oh.
Adam's first wife and stuff like that. So I think there's definitely that pattern, like that symbol there.
Mm, mm. Okay, okay. All right, let's jump into session two. So in session two, Ava asks about Nathan. There's another power cut. Ava tells Caleb not to trust Nathan. I think Ava is engineering the power cuts, is what Matt Villainy wrote for part D. And then part E, Nathan asks about what happens with the power cuts when Caleb is with Ava. And Nathan hacked into the telecommunications to train Ava, machine learning. Uh, that two scenes came out to me in the sessions. It's when we first meet Kyoko, and like Kyoko is like this little Asian woman who dropped something, which I thought it was interesting to show AI being clumsy, right? Because we think of AI as doing everything perfectly, but she dropped some plates when she's serving dinner. Did anybody else think that was interesting?
Yeah. Well, do you think it's a commentary that like on about like white fetishization of like Asian women?
Hell yeah, because Acty was watching the movie and she said these goddamn nerds and their Asians. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Um, Oh man, speaking of that, there was another part of this film that was interesting. There was like a conversation between Nathan and Caleb where they were talking about, you know, Caleb said, "Why did you make Ava a girl? Did you make her a girl to like flirt with me?" And then Nathan was like, "No, I mean, we have to create some sexuality because that's a part of identity." and then he asks Caleb, like, what type of girls you like. Let's say you're into black chicks, right? That was an interesting conversation. Does anybody remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Matt Villainy, what'd you think of that conversation right there?
Yeah, and you know what? Actually, uh, I I really honed in on that conversation when I watched it last night because I didn't really remember it from when I had seen it before. And when he said, let's say it's black chicks. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, it was it's an interesting conversation because it's like, okay, what creates attraction? Because Caleb was like, I didn't, I wasn't programmed to be heterosexual, but then Nathan says, no, you were programmed, whether it's nature or nurture or both. And I think that's sort of like how Nathan views the world. Like we are a type of programming. Nathan does view AI as equal to us, and maybe Nathan says we were programmed to be a certain way, like the AI is. I don't know. Anybody want to jump on that?
Oh yeah, I think so too. I actually would agree because I mean, pretty much when we're born, we're a clean slate, and we go through programming our parents, the media we see, and everything, and it's kind of programming. I mean, yeah, there's some things that are embedded already from birth, but a lot of it's programming afterwards.
Mm,
Yeah. I think he was saying, like, he was making a comparison, like, with the programming of numbers, of binary numbers to make, like a code, into the code, to the genetic code that we have.
mm,
And he's saying that just like us, just like the AI, we are an expression of our genetic code, like basically programming.
mm. I mean, that is true. Like our DNA literally can be put into code. Like you can put a
It's
whole piece
information.
of paper. Yeah.
Yeah, CRISPR.
Mm. I don't know, man, but are we programming? I don't know if it's programming. I think we are an evolved species. Like, it's not the same as typing out what this person will be like rather than, you becoming a child and going through adolescence, man. I I can't see it the same way. We're not exactly programmed.
I think we are all basically matter.
Hmm.
We are a very tangible, very quantifiable thing. So yeah, there isn't much difference between us and like Buddhists say, we are all one.
Hmm.
It's kind of like that kind of philosophy, because basically we're just matter, and matter can be manipulated and so forth.
Hmm. Hmm. No, I don't disagree with the fact like I'm made of carbon and Ava is made of carbon and hydrogen and nitrogen, just like I am. But the difference is our experiences. Like Ava could live for 1,000,000 years. I'm just gonna keep going back to that. I cannot see like us being compared in that way.
So, if the doctors create something where humans live forever, would you consider not human anymore?
Yes, if you live forever, you have lost humanity, because part of being human, part of having our experiences are based upon our death. We know that death is coming, therefore we live a certain way. I do think we're
Still,
not
I don't
human,
know.
man. I don't know, Acty.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I do
Vampire.
think like to a level we are programmed like by nature and nurture, like Nathan said. But I think the difference between like an AI programming and us is that like our programming kind of like is spontaneous. Like you can't really choose your program as a human because it happens through your family, your country, media, your genetics as well. But when an AI is programmed, it's like programmed to serve something, and it's not spontaneous. But I don't know if AI is programmed to have consciousness, can it be like humans, like not spontaneous, basically, like they just get what they get from their environment and they develop their own thoughts. That would be like similar to human programming, I think, like how we are programmed.
Mm.
I think
Matt Villainy.
DNA. Sorry.
Now go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think DNA is basically a program designed to self preserve and continue. So that if Ava has that programming also, just like any living thing, is to self preserve and continue. So I would say like there isn't much of a difference. It's just like a different um, a different type of information.
But she doesn't have the capacity to reproduce, or probably even the desire to reproduce.
Well, she could have she totally could desire. We don't know if she doesn't have the desire to reproduce and to continue. It's possible for her to do that.
Mm.
Yeah, I do. I also think it's possible because maybe she actually really liked Caleb, but she had to give up her desire for Caleb in order for her to get freedom. Maybe. I don't know. Because if she took Caleb with her, maybe like, I don't know, Caleb would try to control her as well and things like that. And she just wanted to be like normal and not other people know that she's AI. So she just chose that over her love, which also like a lot of people do, they choose something else over love. So I don't know, maybe she did want to have like a relationship or romance, because if she is programmed to have consciousness, then it's sort of understandable that she might want to have a family and things like that. But I don't know.
She can't understand family. She cannot understand this. Not the way we do. It's just a cheap replica. It's like watching like a toddler mimic their parents. Like anything Ava would ever do in life would just be like a weird facsimile of what we do.
But like there are people in the world who don't want families or don't want kids and stuff. So like isn't that also normal?
No,
So,
go ahead,
sorry,
go ahead.
Simon. Basically, you're doing like a thing. I learned in philosophy. Do you know like the color red?
Hmm.
So, do you think it's possible we can explain to a blind person the color red, how it feels, how it is, and blah blah blah?
Uh,
Yeah.
uh, no. But the
Well,
person might be wait. But the person might be able to understand red in a different way than we understand it. Like if you've ever used the computer and looked at that graph that has all those different colors and shades on it, and you move that circle over it, there's an exact number for that exact shade, right? In programming. So let's say this blind person was a computer programmer and they understood, okay, X dash 1247 is red, that they might be able to understand that is different than yellow, right? But it's not understanding it the way we do. And I feel like that's how the AI might understand love or fear or pain. They say, oh, emotion X dot 2276. You get what I'm saying? It's
and
not
and
exactly how
how
we feel.
and how do we understand that the color red?
We understand the color red because I assume that you can see and you see red. You know red when you see it.
Yeah, but all of that they were just talking about you and me. It was basically matter. It's information in our brains. It's electrics and blah blah blah, neurons inside our brain, right? It's information.
Right. I mean, yeah, it is information that enters our brain because we're looking at light in a spectrum, and there's a certain spectrum that red fits in, right?
Yeah,
But the AI is doing that, but processing that in a totally different way. Like the same way, you know, different people process information, the AI is processing it on a completely different level.
but different people process the same thing in a different way. Also,
Like what? People that are colorblind?
yeah, people are colorblind. People, I don't know that you might say that red is a strong color. People might say
Mhm.
the red is a sweet color or something like that. People might say, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, there might be a few people in the world who are colorblind, and I think there's a meme that says like there's some people see this as red and other people see it as orange or something like that. What do you
Something
think?
like
And
that.
right, that does exist, but most of us can agree what's red, right? And most of us should be able to like differentiate how a few people might see red and how most of us do.
So, but
And
AI can also identify red.
yeah, they're identifying red, but their calculation of what is red goes through a totally different process than what we do. Our our brains are not thinking in numbers or what the spectrum is of light, but the AI might be doing that. Probably
Well,
is doing that.
it's two very different methods. One is biological, the other is a. But it's basically essentially the same thing. It's processing information.
Man, let's take it out of AI and let's pretend like there were some aliens that came down and they were like cricket monsters, right? We both see red, but the cricket monster has three eyes, has an eye in the middle of his forehead. Are we exactly looking at red the same way?
I don't know because we don't know how they're looking at red.
Right, but it's definitely different than us.
It's probably different than us, but like, sure, yeah. But it's essentially like a statue, like a painting, like a statue of Adam or something is very different than a statue of Virgin Mary, but they're essentially a statue.
They're both essentially statues. They're both essentially the same thing, but they are different. They're distinctly different. Of course, they're similar in a way. They're sentient, right? The AI is sentient. We're sentient, but we are not the same, and we cannot be treated the same, right? I don't know. I don't know. We're going deep in philosophy, man. This movie is too much. This movie's too much. Mad Villainy. You want to jump in?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is why one of the reasons why I like this films a lot is because you can look at it a bunch of different ways. You can look at it, but uh, like you said, we were looking at it through biblical sense. We're looking at it through the technological sense,
Psychology.
biological sense, psychological sense. Yep, yep. And yeah, like I watch this movie from time to time. I don't know, it's just good.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Acting.
I don't know. You guys just went in deep. So I do think there's a difference between like how AI perceives emotions, like especially emotions that are, special to humans.
Mm-hmm.
But does it make it like less important or less useful? I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. Like just because AI doesn't process love the same way as human does it not make it love?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Just because like AI sees red with codes or knows that it's red with codes doesn't mean like it's still not red, or doesn't mean that the AI doesn't know it's red. So
Mm-hmm.
like what is the difference then?
What is the difference? I'm leaving.
It's too much. Let's go to session 3.
Shall we go to session 3?
Yes.
All right. So Matt Villainy wrote in the notes here. He said, "We learn Ava wants to get out of the lab and explore the world as a woman. Parallels Poor Things." Okay, Matt Villainy saw the Poor Things similarities too. Okay. Ava dresses up. Notices Caleb wants her. By the way, Ava dressing up like a homeless hipster girl. That was so bad. I don't know, man. She should have picked a better dress. Nathan asks Caleb what he's into. Caleb doesn't give him the answer he's looking for. Let's say it's black chicks. Haha. Okay, we already covered that. Caleb wants to give Nathan the technical aspect of the Turing test. Nathan wants to know the human element of the Turing test. Uh, any comments on session 3?
I mean, like we're guessing that Nathan gave Ava the clothes, which is also surprising because I would expect something sexier than Nathan.
Yeah.
But then we know later on that Ava sort of was designed in a way that Caleb would like. So it does make sense. I guess Caleb likes that type of girl.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm not going hard on the fashion choices. It was really bad, not sexy at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Was this the part where they talk also about the Pollock painting?
I think so. Yes, that's when they like, yeah, Jackson Pollock was painting and he did it without emotion, right? Just let it flow. But if he
Hmm.
was thinking about it, he would have never made one stroke. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't know if that is trying to explain like the difference between AI thinking and like humans, or I don't know. Like I think maybe that's what Nathan was trying to do with Ava. Like she's not thinking about it, but she's not also like not thinking about it, and somewhere in between. He says something like that, and I think that's where he's trying to explain the difference between like how Ava is thinking and how we think. Which was, I don't know, maybe it was about that, but I'm not sure.
Anybody?
You know, now that you talk about poor things, you know, it really makes me question the relationship that Caleb has with Ava. You know, because to her mannerisms, to the way she talks, to even the way she dresses, Ava is basically a child. You know, she's probably a few weeks old, and it's kind of weird that Caleb is very attracted to that because yeah,
Mm.
you remember that dude from Poor Things that was
Yeah,
with,
yeah. Yeah. In Poor Things, I feel like no. In Poor Things, it was a baby's brain inside of a grown woman's body, and this guy ended up falling in love with her. Her name was like Emily or something. I forgot. But yeah, I feel like it's the opposite with Ava, though. I feel like Ava is way more intelligent than all of us put together. But yes, she is literally a few weeks old. She could have been built or born last week, however you want to
she's very
phrase it.
childlike, like a doll,
Um, I don't know. I don't know.
in my
Why do you say
opinion.
that? Why do you say that?
Well, like the way she talks, like a kid is always make you questions. Like, what is this and what is
Mhm.
that? Like her very soft, you know, smoothing voice. The
Mhm.
way she kind of like the way she dressed. I thought it was a bit like a 14-year-old girl, stuff
Mhm.
like that.
Right. Um, you know how you look at like a picture made in Midjourney and you're like, oh, I know that's AI. Something about it is a bit off. Like I
Mm,
don't feel like Ava actually passed the Turing test because like for some reason us humans are still able to differentiate all these AI images and videos and the interactions that Ava was giving. Like she was speaking like Spock from Star Trek or like CP3 C3PO or something like that. Like we just know there's something a bit off in it, you know?
mm.
Yeah, but Matt Villainy, what do you think?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, she's definitely advanced, but at the same time, she, you know, was um, she wasn't mature. Like she hadn't experienced the world,
Mm,
and and that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to experience the world, just like the the cadaver in Poor
mm.
Things.
You saw Poor Things
You
too.
wanted to experience. Yeah, yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, acting.
I don't know. I keep on thinking like the example Caleb gives to Ava, like about the colors and stuff.
Hmm.
And yeah, like she had, it's kind of sneaky that she has all this information that came from like the data from Blue Book,
Hmm.
right? She knows all the human expressions and what people are searching for and stuff, and yet she acts so innocent with Caleb. So that part is creepy because it's like, you know, all everything about humans, but then why are you acting like, you know, oh, your parents died, it's so sad, you know.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
I don't know, maybe it was like it feels a bit deceiving from her part.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Do you think Ava was like programmed a certain way to act that way by Nathan, like as like this more demure, submissive type woman, or do you think that's just how her brain sort of rationalized all the information?
I mean, I think what the movie suggests is that she was using a human technique, which is like being deceitful to get what you want.
Hmm.
And that's why she acted that way towards Caleb. And she was
Hmm.
like trying to, you know, escape Nathan or find her freedom and stuff. So she basically like used that, which is also something that humans do. But because she's AI, she can do it much better.
Hmm.
48 Laws of Power.
Yeah, she was used. Man, she read every book on manipulation and sedition and
Right.
everything. Like, think about that. Like, that's why the AI cannot be us, man. I'm telling y'all. Like Ava, the difference between us as humans and like AI, if we were all speaking here, but there was like one AI person here, we would instantly think that AI person is the smartest, right? Because they have every book in their mind, they've watched every movie, they know everything, right? It's not the same with humans. Like when I'm speaking here, you guys recognize my biases, my faults, and the same vice versa, right? Like they can never be equal to us because they're so much more advanced than us and have a different way of processing information. I hate to circle back around to this, but I just got to keep on shitting on AI. I'm scared, man.
Yeah, yeah. I like AI, but like I'm with you, Simon. It's you got to be careful.
Mm.
Well, like an AI like Ava, what do you think like the would be the weaknesses of that sort of humanoid? Because from what it seems in the movie, it doesn't look like she has any weaknesses.
Weaknesses like interacting with people or just living or maybe understanding compassion, understanding mercy.
But if she can act like she can understand compassion, then that doesn't really count as a weakness.
Well, at the end, she obviously heard Caleb scream, let me out," and she knew that Caleb was probably going to die under there. Does to do that to somebody? Do you have to understand compassion and understand that you have to put compassion to the side, or does that show that she doesn't really understand everything about what it means to be human?
But that's the thing, like humans do fucked up things too.
Right.
So like then those humans don't understand compassion as well, but that's still
Psychopaths are
humans.
humans.
Yeah.
So we're saying like we want AI psychopaths out here. No, I'm joking.
No.
But
But like, I don't know, like if AI were to kill babies to
Mhm,
save, I don't know, adults or something, like if they were given the choice to kill one baby, but then they would save 50 people and they
mhm,
chose to save the 50 people because that's the logical thing to do, right?
mhm.
And yeah, like I don't know. can
But
we can we blame them? Or is that when we like say that's their weakness?
mhm. um, can we blame them for making that choice?
Yeah, can we
Like,
say like they don't have compassion?
um, I don't know. I don't know. Anybody?
Or is that a dumb question? I don't know.
No, that's a deep question. What I want to say, what my gut instinct tells me, is that I feel like we're moving towards this world where people will say the choice the AI makes is the right choice, right? Because you might blame a person for saving the baby or in killing the people or letting saving the people but killing the baby, right? But if we see the AI make the choice to save the people, people might say, "Oh, that must be the right choice," because the AI is much more smarter than us.
Yeah,
Mm.
but I mean, as you say, it lacks, compassion or human understanding.
Hmm. But I think what it lacks in compassion, it makes up for infinitely in quantitative ability. Like the AI can look at all the odds, all the options, and come up with what is considered the best choice, right? But in the film, there's a part where Nathan and Caleb have that conversation about chess, and like Caleb is like, sure, a computer can play chess, but it's a different thing if the computer knows it's playing chess or even knows what chess is and what the game means, and that's a different thing. Like when the AI is making choices that are very moral and ethical, what does it actually know what it is doing, or is it just doing calculations? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. So does that mean like every event has to have calculations? Because there are some things that are, I feel like there are some decisions that we only make based on our emotions a little bit.
Well, what would you do, Acty? Would you save the baby or 50 people?
I would probably kill the babies. Sorry.
Wow. Oh, wow. Didn't
It's
expect
50
that.
people.
50 people, but that's one baby that could cure cancer.
Well, I guess we'll never know.
Uh, Nelson,
About the babies, or
anything about the movie, man?
well, I don't know. You think would you, for example, nowadays we don't really have like most people, maybe I don't know, not most people, but like in the West, we don't really believe in souls per se.
Hmm.
Um, we don't really believe in that in spirit,
Hmm.
in the term of soul. But when people think of soul nowadays, they do think of like consciousness of sorts. It's
Hmm.
like soul is like a metaphor or an analogy for consciousness. So would you say that Ava has a soul or not?
I believe in the soul, and I think only humans can have souls.
Hmm.
I sound very dogmatic. I
You
sound
think
like a
you think apes have souls?
pardon.
Apes?
No,
Why
no.
not?
Um, I think a soul is dependent on somebody being able to understand morals and ethics from a human perspective.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Oh.
right? Uh, a monkey might, eat their own baby, right, and feel no remorse about it. And plus, there will be no punishment from the other monkeys regarding them, right? So, I think our souls are different because we have a higher level of intelligence and capability. What do you think? Do you think everything has a soul?
I really don't know what a soul is. I don't think there is on an agreed definition. For me, like what I think of soul is I think of like consciousness. Like being alive.
Right, right. I think what our soul is that gut feeling that tells you what the right thing is to do or not. Like in the instance Acti brought up about save 50 people or save one baby, your soul will tell you what to do in that situation. But
You know,
An AI wouldn't have that. They would run through the calculations. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
yeah, maybe. When I was raised in as Catholic in a very strict Catholic home, so that's a very I don't know, that's a hard question for me to
Mm,
be honest. What makes a soul? It's kind of a deep personal question.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
but now that I have been searching, I've been researching a lot about African religions.
Mm,
Maybe an African. It's very funny because the Europeans, when they discovered these religions, they would say it's primitive and so forth because a person, like a rational person, doesn't attribute consciousness to a non to a non-living thing. I don't know,
mhm,
to like
mhm,
a dead thing.
mhm.
But what if from an African perspective, these issues of AI and something like that, they're very simple, and they're very maybe easy to answer.
Are they really? Are they really
Yeah,
that
because
simple?
not maybe in terms of rights or so forth, but for them, they would definitely say that these things have souls because everything has a soul.
Mm. Okay. Matt Villainy said he has to leave soon, but I really want to know your answer to that question. Does Ava have a soul, Matt Villainy?
Does Ava have a soul? I do not know. I mean,
Hold on, wait, you cut out. You cut out a bit. We can't hear you.
yeah, I don't know.
You don't know? No idea? If Ava
Uh,
pray to God, do you think God listens?
Uh,
Ooh,
wow,
that's a good question.
that's a good
I
question.
don't, I don't, I don't think so.
If Ava said, "God forgive me for leaving that fuck boy Caleb and his and his homie Nathan in that bunker," you think God care?
Yeah, I don't think so.
God
Yeah, no soul.
God is saying like, why is the toaster talking to me?
No soul.
I don't know. Acty, what do you think? Ava got a soul?
My gut, my soul tells me no. But the thing is, like, I don't really believe in soul in terms of like, oh, there's something that lingers after we die and stuff.
Mm,
I believe in like a living soul or maybe like an energy
mhm,
of humans. And yeah, I don't think she has a soul.
mhm,
No.
mhm. Uh, I don't know if Matt Villainy is about to go now, but before you go, I want to ask you: should this movie have a sequel?
Oh yeah, I think it'll be good if it did. And no, I don't have to go. I had to cut off for a little bit, and
Okay,
then
okay,
yeah, I'm back right for now.
yeah. But if it had a sequel, what would you want to see? Like, what maybe Nathan survives? Do you want to see Ava? I don't know, just out and about in the world. What do you think the sequel should be like?
Oh, yeah, I definitely would want to see what happens to Ava, and what does she do? Because to me, it seems like she would just continue to advance, advance, advance. And I mean, it's gonna sound uh, like Doom, but I think she just turns into a Terminator.
Mm, yeah, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Or just her permanently like taking advantage of men. Like I could permanently see Ava just living life, bouncing from billionaire to billionaire, and just you know what I mean, hopping from yacht to yacht. She's dating Diddy one moment, Diddy ends up dead. Stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. Actually, what do you think the sequel should be like?
I want to see Ava like out in some art city, like New York or Chicago or something, just living in a brownstone in Brooklyn,
Hmm.
painting, because that's what she liked to do.
Okay.
And she becomes like a hippie painter.
Okay. Okay.
They
Nelson.
should do a sequel where she goes to like Hollywood figures that are like really bad, like Epstein, Weinstein, uh, Cosby, Diddy.
Mm.
He's like a femme fatale.
Yeah, just ripping out dicks in the middle of the orgy, like just just going ham. Man, I don't know what I would like to see in the sequel. Low key, I wish Caleb survived. I want Caleb to survive, and he's trying to like hunt down Ava and like bring her back, or maybe
I
get revenge. I think that would be interesting.
I don't know if you're still going through the scenes of the movie, but I really like the ending where Nathan like got stabbed by Ava and
Yeah.
killed him.
Hey, but
The
I was
music,
yeah, I was about to do that because I was gonna jump to session 4. Because guess who does have soul? Kyoko. Kyoko got soul because she can dance. Low key, she was
yeah,
Stephanie.
for sure. The actress was a ballet dancer.
Really?
Yeah,
All right,
and a model.
that explains those mosquito bites on her chest. Matt Villainy, you wrote that that was your favorite scene in the movie.
What mosquito bites?
Kyoko, she got the mosquito bites, them itty bitty titties.
Oh, come on, man. Really?
Matt Villainy,
yeah, but
go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, it's I don't know. I just like that scene, the dance scene. I like that song, "Get Down Saturday Night,"
Uh-huh.
and it's a good dance. It's a good scene. I like it. It's my favorite one
Hey,
in that movie.
hey, were you surprised when Nathan started hitting the moves too?
Oh yeah, no, I mean I wasn't surprised. I mean he's a Chad. He got it on.
What is the meaning of that scene? Like, what does he mean?
uh, man, what was happening in that scene? I forgot. Actually, do you remember?
I think like um okay, I think Caleb went into like that room and he was trying to do something in the room, and then Kyoko comes and she starts taking her clothes off,
Mm-hmm.
and then Nathan comes in and they start dancing and stuff. I don't know what Caleb was trying to do. I don't know if he was trying to use the telephone or something.
Yeah, I think
But yeah.
that was the scene where yeah, Caleb was like upset that Nathan walked in Ava's room and like ripped up a picture, and then he was
Oh.
trying to like find out what was really going on, but then him and Kyoko and Nathan just started dancing for him because he turned on some music. Just a funny scene. That was cool. But Nelson, if you want to jump to the end, talk about the end.
Yeah, I just really like the music. When I really liked the Nathan's reaction when he got stabbed. When it was like fucking unreal.
Hmm.
I don't know. It was very I don't know. Yeah, very Frankenstein kind of way.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite scenes is like the scene where Kyoko starts like peeling off her face, you know? And
Yeah.
also there's a scene where I'm going back, but there was a scene where Caleb and Nathan were having like a big debate about AI, but Kyoko was like washing the dishes, but she's like listening, and you could tell like she's starting to either learn English or she already understood them. Did anybody else notice that scene?
Yeah, she's really a mystery. Because it's not the only scene where she's on the background. You know.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I think her character is one of the most interesting because she doesn't say anything, but how she acts and reacts to different situations shows that maybe she was manipulating Nathan the entire time too.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Matt Villainy, how'd you feel about the ending when Nathan got stabbed and he is like, "Oh, that's fucking unreal."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I think the first time I saw the movie, I think I saw that coming like right at that part. Like
Hmm.
they were about to they were about to just destroy Nathan and the kid, and it's like the the I don't know that stab being double stabbed from the
Hmm.
back by Kyoko and then from the front by Ava. It's crazy.
Yeah. When Ava started like running towards Nathan, I was like, "Oh shit." Because usually in those type of movies like iRobot or Terminator, these AI are like super strong. But I feel like watching this the third time, I realized like Ava actually wasn't that strong cuz like Nathan could like just knock her arm out with like the band or the bar that he was holding and stuff like that, and he was able to like push off Ava, like she didn't just like crush his bones and stuff like that. Did you notice that?
Yeah, yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah. Why do you think that is? Like he made her like do you think he purposely made her weak? Or do you think like I don't know, he was just strong as hell cuz he was always lifting weights. I don't know.
I think he programmed it that way.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else?
I think like one of the two things I liked about the ending is when like Ava gets out for the
Mhm.
first time, and then
Mhm.
like there's these masks on the wall, and she
Mhm.
looks at them and she touches like the last of them, and I feel like she's in a museum, like how we go to museums about the first humans, we see them,
Mhm.
and like history museums and stuff, and we're fascinated and we kind of see ourselves in them, and I felt
Mhm.
like that was her museum of
Mhm.
her like creation, even though the mask like apart from the last one, the other mask looks a bit weird,
Mhm.
but it still felt like she was looking at her own evolution
Mhm.
in a way. And then also I like the part when Nathan was stabbed, and like the look he had on his face, it was just like I should have seen this coming kind
Mhm.
of look. Like, my own creation killed me, and it's
Yeah.
like a divine intervention or something. I don't know. But
Right.
I just
He
like
was
those
like
two scenes.
he realized how weird the whole thing was.
Yeah, yeah. He realized like how fucked up it was. But yeah, I like that.
Can we consider Ava a woman?
uh,
Nowadays,
uh,
we can consider biological males a woman, right?
right.
So I'm asking, can we consider Ava a woman with
Sure.
rights and all that?
Right, because gender is a social construct. So yeah, Ava is a woman. She's also white. White is not real, but yeah, she falls into gender constructs and social constructs. I would say so. Actor, you're the woman here. What do you think?
Um yeah, I mean she's perceived as a woman, so like you said, I think she would be a woman even though she doesn't have periods. She doesn't give birth.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Then it's like maybe she can be the only, sub woman that could
Hmm.
understand those things, because like trans man can't go into woman's head and know the pain that they go through, but a robot can read all the historical things or just things that women write about being a woman.
She
So
would be
actually,
more woman than most women.
I wouldn't say that, but she would be more, she might have like more of an understanding of woman's experience because of her knowledge
All right, she
than
read
like
the update.
trans woman. I don't know. I don't want to
So would
be
she?
transphobic.
So could she vote? Could she have an abortion? Could she,
I mean, if we can trust her to choose between 50 people and a baby, then I think we can trust her to make the right calculations and choose the best president.
Damn, Ava voting for Trump.
so they, so would you agree that she deserves, that she's entitled to be as a woman, she's entitled to be, a normal member of society,
Oh God, I don't know. No. Like I
like
think we
X
could
Men?
take I think we could take advantage of like her humanness, but I don't think we should give her the same rights as humans
So
or
you
women.
deny women rights? You deny women their rights?
Yes.
So you're transphobic.
Wow. No, but it's just like I don't know what that would like which purpose would that serve in the society?
Mm.
Like why would we create an AI, a humanoid that could act as a woman that could also vote and have all the rights? Like what is the purpose of that?
But what is the purpose of giving women rights?
Oh shit.
Oh no, because it already exist.
She exists.
Yeah, but she's created by us.
Well, aren't people created by other people? I came from a mom and a dad.
Yeah, but not like that. Like someone programmed her. Nobody programmed us other than if you believe in God. Or
Well,
like
nature
nature
programmed us.
programs us. Yeah, but it's not like if Nathan programs Ava, then if he's a liberal, then he can make Ava liberal. But if he's a conservative, then he can program Ava to be conservative and stuff like that. So I don't
You
know.
know, the scene in the movie where he says these things are programmed and aren't necessarily our own choice. We can say that to Ava also.
Oh, and you're putting me in the corner here, but I don't. I don't think. What do you think Ava should have like rights as a woman?
I think, I don't know. I could consider her a woman, right? But she's a very powerful woman. So it kind of would be like the mutants in X-Men. There's mutants who are very, very, very powerful, and maybe there would be a danger of cohabiting them in society, but they are deserving of rights and all of that. So I don't know. That's a very hard question.
Yeah, because I don't know. Like I don't think that's their purpose. If they are created, like their purpose is not to decide on democracy and shit. It's more like to aid humans and help humans understand
Oh wow!
themselves better. I guess I don't
So you
know.
think women have the purpose to serve and help men?
Man, that
No.
robot is not a woman, bro.
Yes,
Listen,
it's not a
like that's
woman.
not the cat, bro. I had to request to come on here because he created his own narrative. That is not a human being, not even close, man. Listen,
Well,
it's a
uh,
thing.
Facts.
well, Simon and Ed, you don't consider them? You don't consider her a woman?
No, she is acting like a woman and perceived like a woman, and that's how I view womanhood. Now I know my guy Avery about to jump in, so go ahead, handle that, Mr. Adams.
Man, I'm sitting sideline like, man, what is he talking about? Okay, listen, I've seen the movie twice.
Okay.
I get it. You can pull these parallels, give the robot some type, but it was created for a purpose.
Mm.
Regardless of how you use it, it's still, regardless of what we're created of, it's a robot. That's just, I mean, it has meaning. It's acting. I
It's a
mean,
microwave.
yeah, like,
It's
come on.
not. Yeah, it's much different.
It's a microwave compared to someone starting a fire.
Mm.
Basically, what Simon just said.
Yeah.
But I don't know about this. It's a woman. It has thoughts. It has feelings. Like, okay, like, all right, I gotta sit this one out.
Was she designed to run away?
Was she designed to run away? I don't know, man. These broads be running away. That's what they do. She's a
Oh, so she's a broad now. Okay.
woman. Hey, if she's a woman, then she could also be a bitch. and nobody would be mad at Caleb for saying, "Bitch, you gonna leave me here?" You feel me? So I don't know. I'm just talking shit at this point because this this has gone off the deep end. So, Matt Villainy, you there?
Like, yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. What you think about this Ava being a woman or not?
So, like I was saying, probably got cut off, but to me, it's really like Avery was saying, it's really no different than it's a tool like a microwave or a refrigerator, and I mean, it's just not a woman for real.
So you
Definitely not.
say so you don't consider like trans woman for real?
No, I don't.
No, but trans women are humans.
They are humans now. I ain't gonna say they not. I
They
mean, they're.
they they humans. I know Avery call them transformers, but they humans.
Oh, you say that?
Oh
Are they
wow.
human? Yeah, they're human. They're human. I thought you were saying were they woman, but yeah, yeah, trans.
Oh yeah, they,
Oh man.
this
Oh
shit got
man.
funny.
Hey, but Avery, overall, you said you saw this movie twice. I'm
Yeah,
surprised you didn't jump in earlier. But what's your overall opinion about this film? Do you think it's a good film, great film, mediocre? What's up?
I mean, I used to be into the sci-fi type of robot. You know,
Mm.
obviously the film is shot beautifully. It's done correctly. It's a good script, but I mean, I give it a 7. I
Give
was
it a
forced to
7.
watch it twice because my friend wanted to watch it.
Mm.
So we watched it together. But yeah, it's not something I'm gonna go back to. Put it like
Yeah.
that.
You know
Um,
what? Know what this film remind me of? Social Network. Would you say this film is better or worse than Social Network?
it's worse than Social Network.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
Social Network was actually a good. I mean, I give that a 8 or 9.
Mm.
Um, because it kind of gives like a what's it called, a biopic in a way too as well.
Yeah.
So it obviously is going to lead in that because it's going back in time to see how certain people got into their position. So that's what makes it really better.
Mm.
But I don't think it's a competition between the two. I mean, Social
Okay.
Network is just like I said, a biopic too as well. So
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, what you
Ac-
think? Oh, go ahead, Nelson.
Acne? Can I make acne a question?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Would you be comfortable or uncomfortable if, like in real life, men had basically machines like Ava?
Would I be comfortable?
Think it should be legal, uncomfortable, something like that.
I mean, I don't think it would take humanity in the right direction because we already lack a lot of like that human connection. Like we're going away from that with social media and AI already a little bit. So I don't think it would be the best choice for humans. But as long as Simon doesn't have an Eva, I
Whoa,
would be
whoa.
fine with other people like having Evas. But it's just I don't think like I wouldn't support it. But then I
So
wouldn't
if
be like, let's burn all the robots.
so if Simon had sex with an Eva, would you consider it cheating?
Yes.
Considering, but she's
Man, we
not even
spoke.
a
That's
human
not.
being; she's a tool.
It doesn't matter. Like it's in the form of a human being, and that's
So
creepy
is
for me.
flashlight cheating? So isn't your flashlight cheating? Your flashlight is a tool. A blow up doll.
I mean, I would not be comfortable with Simon using those things either, but I wouldn't consider it cheating.
What about you, Simon?
Man, damn. I would think it was cheating if she was having sex with like a robot. That would be crazy.
Come on, man. You just said it was a tool, a microwave,
I
man.
know, right? I know, right? But it's different, man. It's different because that's
Because, like, I don't know, like, sex is so human. So, yeah, it's weird. Like, and, those other tools that are not in the form of humans are sort of different.
hmm.
Like, having sex with another human, or at least with a thing that imitates human, is, like, just weird.
I would hate to even take it there, but it would be like saying, okay, she didn't cheat on you because she slept with a dog. You get what I'm saying? Like that's how I'm looking at. I know that's extra gross, and I just really took it there, but you know what I mean. It's the same thing. You don't want your partner having sex with anything else. even
It's
if you
the
don't consider
But
it
like
human.
a dog is a living thing. Like what you just said. Like in your opinion, like Ava, a machine like that is basically like a microwave. You know,
Yeah,
it's very
yeah.
different than a dog.
Yeah, but it would still be, man, I'm not that
Gross.
open minded to say, yeah, I'm gonna be a cuck to a robot. Yeah, let my girl fuck the TV. You know what I mean? No, that's wild.
I just think it's the act itself. I mean,
Yeah.
the sexual act itself is considered cheating, regardless if it's a tool, if it's not. I mean,
Hmm.
if they don't know about it and they're uncomfortable with it, it's considered cheating in the eyes of your relationship. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, it would still be weird if I had sex with a microwave, and I don't think Simon would approve that.
No, no, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. But
the real
I
man,
question
think it
here
would
is,
be
man,
more like
what
a vibrator or a blow up doll, something more like that. It's more like akin to that.
mm,
Yeah,
did you
but I don't know. Blow up doll doesn't talk back to you. I don't know.
Well, there's sex toys that can talk back.
Yeah, that's creepy as well.
I didn't even know that.
I'm not having that.
I didn't even know that.
it's like it's like having a blow up doll. Like Nelson. Let's say you met some girl, you go back to her house, and she got like a whole blow up man, like in the corner, and that's what she be with. Like you would still find that kind of odd. You get what I'm
Of
saying?
course. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Doesn't mean it's cheating or wrong. You know, it's just weird.
Yeah, I so yeah, it's not cheating, but it's definitely strange, and it's out of this. But no, Social Network or this film, because I think they're very similar. What do you think, acting?
I watched Social Network a long time ago, and I don't remember it that well. So I'm gonna say Ex Machina.
Okay, Ex Machina. Okay, what do you think, Nelson? Social Network or Ex Machina?
Uh, Same thing. I haven't seen Social Network in a long, long time, but I'm remembering right. That stuff. I think this movie is more fun. It's maybe more fun to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
but like I felt like Social Network was better made.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah, because I think this is like an indie film. If you really break it down, there's really not that much going on here. It's like four actors, one set. There's not a whole lot of different, characters. Like it didn't have Justin Timberlake in this. You feel me? So
Yeah, you know the movie Civil War?
yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's the same director. He makes like small movies for A24.
Let's see. Let's see. I feel like Matt Villain is gonna love Ex Machina more than Social Network. But what do you feel like?
I've never seen Social Network. Wasn't really interested because if I was, I would have seen it already.
Mm, mm.
But what's similar about these movies? I don't get it.
I feel like this film, talks. It gives a little bit of commentary about the tech bros and the power that we give these tech companies, and
Mm.
Social Network is of course the rise of Facebook and how Zuckerberg became a billionaire. And Zuckerberg really does own a Hawaiian island, like an entire island in Hawaii is owned by Zuckerberg, and like this in this film, this guy basically owns all of northeastern Canada or Iceland or whatever. Like, think about how crazy that is. You create one piece of code and you become a mega billionaire. And I think there is some commentary here about uh, capitalism and wealth because think about it, like Caleb is left with his boss for a week, and there was a scene where it was like Ava asked Caleb, hey, do you like Nathan? And he's like, yeah, well, he's like my boss. I mean, we're friends. And Ava's like, no, are you good friends? And he's like, well, it's different, right? Like Caleb couldn't actually be his true self because he really had his boss around him the entire time, and
Yeah.
Caleb was acting like like a pussy a bit, but it's understandable, right? Like we all act a bit different when the guy who signs our checks is in the room. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I didn't think anybody else caught that, but any comments?
to piggyback off of the social network thing, right?
Yeah.
Um, Real quick, I think that we give Mark Zuckerberg too much credit, and I see
Mm,
it a lot. I mean, just some of these billionaires, you know, the code that he created initially was not that extensive, right? He really just solved the problem of universities, which back then were, how do I know this person's still dating this person?
mm,
That major feature of single, married, complicated was the real rise of Facebook.
mm.
Um, he
Complicated.
made a basic code, And I think, like, obviously MySpace was at the time.
Mm-hmm.
That was I mean, that was ahead of its time at the time. But you know what I mean? He didn't once things went skyrocketing, the internet blew up. He stopped working on the code himself. He just obviously hired people to do it. I just think he's just a smart individual. We're filling in the gaps. I wouldn't say he's like he's just a regular guy to me. Honestly, I
Yeah.
don't think he's that smart.
You know,
That's his side thing.
he's like he's like Drake. You know, in a sense, he's basically a capitalist.
Mm.
You
Mm.
know, he's there to he's there. You know, he sees what's popping or not. You know,
Yeah,
his intention is to remain on top and to like his
yeah.
desire to
That was just a side note. I was just like, yeah, I don't know if we call him, some of these billionaires. I can't really
Right.
give them all the credit, but they got the bread, so it is what it is.
Right.
They're snakes. They're very snakes. Bill Gates is a well-known snake. Steve Jobs, well-known snake. These are bad guys, you know.
Right.
I give Bill Gates a lot more credit than I give um, Mark Zuckerberg. Bill
Mm.
Gates
Really,
actually
really.
created
Yeah, he
something.
did more. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, this film talks about the amount of wealth these guys are able to have, and I feel like at the beginning of this film, when you hear the helicopter guys say, "We've been flying over this man's estate for 2 hours," like, I feel like in our minds we're like, "Damn, that's a lot of money. Damn, I wish I had that. I wish I was a billionaire. I wish I could pop my shit like that." And I feel like this film is like showing like another way of looking at these people. Like they're a bit sick. They're a bit twisted. They're a bit demented. Because I feel like at the beginning we were looking up to these tech bros. Like Elon Musk used to be hella cool. People used to look up to Zuckerberg, Tom from MySpace and stuff like that. But then
Hmm.
over time they revealed themselves to be, sort of wicked. I don't know.
Yeah, I think once you get a certain amount of money, your I guess interests change. One thing like I saw yesterday, I thought some guy wanted to go back
Peace.
down to the Titanic or something like that.
Mm.
Even after that submersible blew up. So I think they
I
just
saw
have
that.
a yeah, it's weird. It's just like they have a I don't know. I can't speak on it because I don't have $1 billion, but maybe I'll change too.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. I hope I never get that much to change. But you know what I mean? Like it's just
Hmm.
maybe something they feel everything's so accessible. They just want more and more and more, and feel
Hmm.
like I don't know, man. It's we can't. I can't put myself in the shoes, but some of them are, you know, we did look up to some of them, and they did
Yeah.
showing their true colors. But maybe it's the money.
Maybe it is the money.
They say money just reveals more of who you already are.
Mm.
Yeah, I heard that too. Yep.
So you guys
Yep.
think Nathan wasn't always that way? That maybe once he was a good guy?
No, I think if we look back, like if there was like a prelude to this movie, Nathan was like a typical classical nerd, like getting picked on in school, super smart but hella awkward. And then as he glowed up because of his intellect, right? Then he became this bro. Then he grew out the beard. Then he, said, "I can make women do whatever the fuck I want," and literally program the perfect broad for me. So I think the
Mm.
money did sort of amplify who Nathan was, and I think that's why in this movie they make him be the stereotypical tech bro. Super smart, but also like, man, I just want to get drunk and fuck these hoes. I don't know.
BBL Nate, basically.
BB on me. But Kyoko needed a BBL. God damn, that was a flat broad. Man, like an iron board.
Right, right.
Yeah. Actually, you got anything on that?
I don't know. Like I do there could be like a prequel and then a sequel for this movie. And I
Mm,
would like to see like Nathan's childhood and how he ended up developing, Eva and
mm,
all these things. But yeah, I think also in the movie we sort of think Nathan is cool in the beginning
mm-hmm,
in a way, and then it 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 takes us like to this emotion that we feel he's twisted.
mm-hmm.
And that's also I feel like how people now at least feel about Zuckerberg and Elon and things like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bill Gates is the worst of them.
Bill Gates is a what?
He's the worst of the tech billionaires, I think.
Hell yeah. 'Cause he sort of deteriorated before our eyes, man. He's like a beanbag. He's a walking beanbag.
Shit, I wonder if his daughter's still into black guys. Cause hey, hey,
Hey,
I'll
that
take the
man, that
blood.
boy fumbled the bag.
He a
Fumbled
dumbass. Boy, I would have turkey basted her ass with some seasoning.
Oh man. Oh man. But let's wrap this up. Let's give some final commentary on this film. Nelson, like, what's your final thoughts on this film? Score? Anything you want to say?
Um, I would give it a 8 out of 10,
Mm.
maybe 8.5. No, 8 out of 10. It's a really cool movie. Like the way it was shot, the special effects are very seamless. You cannot see like what is fake or not. It's very good. It's a very cool movie, and like cool feminist movie, cool technological movie, philosophical movie, psychological movie. So yeah, it's I would recommend it.
Yeah. Yeah. Mad Villainy?
Yeah, I give it a 9.2.
Mm.
I still don't see it as a feminist movie. I don't get it, but yeah, it's not. It's a good sci-fi film. Uh, yeah, 9.2.
9.2. That's a high ass score. Acting?
I would give it a 8.5 because it's, beautifully shot and the topics are good. And also, I think, like, if we watch this movie 10 years later and then 20 years later, 30 years later, as technology starts to advance and takes it like to other places, we're gonna like have different commentaries.
Mm.
So I think that's the special thing about this movie.
Very good point. Yeah, like as tech keeps moving forward, like we're gonna really see Avas. Like you really might be walking down the street and not know if that's a woman or if that's a Ava. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, and if
Yeah.
we do start like clashing with AI, and then if we're still able to watch this movie, then it's gonna be like a different take on this movie. Like we're gonna all be like, Ava is a bitch.
Fuck that bitch Ava. I'm
By the
telling
way,
you. Go ahead.
um, like this is a bit scummy, but because of this movie, I really like to recommend a similar movie, which is
Hmm.
an anthology movie that Simon I think he's already seen, but I really like because based on this today's conversation, I really
Hmm.
would like to do a review on it. It's the Animatrix.
Oh, I love that film, but that gave me so many nightmares when the scene when the robot like rips out that man's penis
Yeah,
and then cuts him in half. Oh God.
there's literally like that's why really I want to talk about the movie because there's literally like a war. There's like the birth of AI and then the war of
Oh,
humans and AI and blah blah blah.
dog, that film gave me so many nightmares as a kid, bro. I swear to God, man. I would do it, but it's still hard for me to watch. Man,
I recommend our robot.
I Robot too. Okay. Okay, we got some fan requests in. All right, Animatrix up next. I Robot. All movie requests will get done.
You
Avery,
guys
you
haven't
gave.
seen iRobot with Will Smith?
Oh, of
I've
course I've
seen it.
seen. Yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
That was during like Will Smith's like last run. You know what I mean? When he bounced back from Wild West. What he did, I Am Legend, I Robot.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, man,
he
he
was
was
supposed
killing
to
it
be in the
then.
Matrix, but he refused the role.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
supposed Neo. He was supposed to be Neo.
man. Neo can't be that nice. Imagine,
Yeah, I'm
imagine
happy he
Will
didn't
Smith.
accept it.
Yeah,
What's his game?
yeah,
Fishborn. That's his name. He did a good job.
yeah. Fishburne killed it. Killed it.
Black Neo would have been really cool.
Black Neo.
Been like Blade, kind of, if you think
I
about it.
like Blade. Hey, Wesley Snipes as Neo. That's hard.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, Avery, you gave this film a 7. Any final comments on it?
Yeah, I just keep it at a 7. Probably wouldn't um return to it. It didn't really provide. I mean, A24. I watch a lot of their films. And yeah, I just wouldn't return to this one. So that's been my final thoughts. I mean, I love their movies, but yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah, my final thoughts, man. I give it an 8. It's a solid film. Like Acty said, the more time passes, the more it is relevant to us. Like living in the Chat GPT era, we're getting closer and closer to real Avas walking around. And there's so many metaphors. This is one of those discussion films. Like you cannot watch this film and not think about it or talk about it later, which is hard to do for a lot of movies. And I think that's the most important part of it. You know and it leaves a lasting impression. So That's all I really got to say. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Shout out Avery. Shout out Nelson. Shout out Mad Villainy. Shout out anybody listening in incognito mode. And yeah, movie requests, send them our way. Put them in the chat. And Animatrix is next. iRobot. Anything else, send it our way. Go ahead.
Cool. Thanks, man.
All
Nice.
right. Y'all be easy.
Thanks.
All right.